You've had all the fertility labs. They all came back normal. And your OB just said, keep trying. Your RE said IVF is the next step, but you're still not pregnant and no one can tell you why. If you're watching this video, you probably feel like you're going crazy. You know something isn't right, but everyone keeps telling you that you're just fine. You might even be wondering if it's all just in your head. I am here to tell you it's not just in your head. And you're absolutely right to trust your instincts. If you're new here, hi, I'm Dr. Mark Sklar, also known as the fertility expert. And for over 22 years, I've helped women around the world get pregnant naturally or with some support by getting to the root cause of their fertility struggles. So today, I'm going to share with you the 5 hidden reasons why you might not be getting pregnant, even when everything looks quote unquote normal. The real stories of members from my HOPE Fertility Program who discovered what was actually preventing their conception. And most importantly, and why you're all probably here, what you can do about it right now. But before we dive in, I want to invite you to my free masterclass where I'm going to walk you through the proven 5-step system to transform your fertility and reignite your hope to get pregnant. This includes specific strategies for uncovering hidden fertility factors that have helped thousands of women just like you. It's completely free, and I'm going to leave the link in the description below for you. Here's what I want you to understand from the beginning. Normal doesn't mean optimal. And it certainly doesn't mean your body is ready for pregnancy. I've seen this exact scenario thousands of times with the members in my HOPE Fertility Program. Their labs were fine, so to speak, but they weren't fine. Something important was getting missed. And when we found it, and more importantly, when we addressed it through the HOPE process, they finally got pregnant. The truth is that standard fertility testing only scratches the surface. Most doctors are looking for obvious abnormalities, not the subtle imbalances that can prevent conception. They're trained to find disease, not to optimize health. But fertility isn't just about the absence of disease. It's about your entire body functioning optimally to create and sustain a new life. And that requires a much deeper investigation than most doctors are willing or able to do. So let's talk about what might actually be missing from your fertility picture. Point number 1, normal doesn't mean optimal. Lab reference ranges are designed for average health, not optimal fertility. Just because you fall within the normal range doesn't mean your hormones are balanced for conception or optimal for your individual body. In the HOPE Fertility Program, we teach you what optimal ranges really are for things like AMH, FSH, progesterone, TSH, and so much more. I show you how to interpret your labs for fertility, not just for general health. The HOPE process includes a comprehensive assessment that goes beyond standard reference ranges to identify optimal fertility levels. Through the program's proven methodology, we determine what your body specifically needs for conception. The optimal range for fertility is much more narrow than the clinical reference ranges you're used to. So for example, a normal reference range for TSH might be 0.45 to 4.5, but the optimal fertility range within the HOPE program framework is between 1 and 2. If your TSH is 3.5, you're normal, but not optimal. Just today, I was reviewing labs for a woman who we are supporting, and her thyroid labs were out of functional range, but still considered normal clinically. We see this literally every day. One member came to the HOPE program with, again, normal thyroid levels, according to her doctor. But when we looked closer using the HOPE assessment process, her TSH was too high for optimal implantation and pregnancy. It wasn't going to maintain a healthy pregnancy. Her doctor wouldn't treat her because she wasn't clinically abnormal. But through the HOPE program's natural support protocols, we worked on supporting her thyroid function naturally. Once the HOPE process was able to regulate her thyroid function properly through personalized nutrition and lifestyle modifications, she was able to get pregnant. And the next step was staying pregnant, which her optimized thyroid levels help support through the program's comprehensive approach. This is constantly what we see in the HOPE program. Members whose hormone levels fall into the clinical normal range, but are not in the optimal range for fertility. The HOPE process is often the missing piece that explains why conception just isn't happening. Okay. Number 2, you're more than just a lab number. Your body is more than test results. It's about how you feel, how your cycle looks, your energy levels, how your digestion is functioning, and what your stress levels are. If your labs are normal, but you still feel terrible, that's important information. In the HOPE Fertility Program, we evaluate your entire body systems, gut health, inflammation, stress response, sleep quality, energy levels, and how it all ties together to impact your fertility. The HOPE program's holistic assessment process examines your complete health picture, not just reproductive markers. One member whose labs looked great, had regular cycles, normal hormone levels, everything functioning fine according to her doctor, came to the HOPE program feeling frustrated. But when the HOPE assessment process started and we started asking deeper questions, she revealed she had painful digestion, stomach cramps, and high stress levels. Through the testing, we discovered elevated cortisol levels that were impacting her digestive system and preventing it from functioning properly. Her stress was creating a cascade of issues in her body that weren't showing up on basic fertility labs. The HOPE process includes specific strategies for cortisol regulation, stress management protocols, and digestive support systems. Once the program's comprehensive approach regulated her cortisol levels, taught her the HOPE stress management techniques, and supported her digestive system through targeted nutrition, we addressed the underlying issues that were preventing conception. This methodology supported both her stress response and her digestive health simultaneously. If she had gone somewhere else, they would have just been giving her pills to improve egg quality. Instead, the HOPE program focused on what she actually needed through its root cause approach, and she got pregnant. This is why the HOPE process emphasizes whole body health, and it's not always what the labs are telling you that matters the most. Number 3, missing the root cause. Many issues like mild or silent endometriosis, Hashimoto's disease, chronic inflammation, or autoimmune conditions don't always show up on standard labs. Your doctors aren't trained to dig deeper unless there are obvious red flag signs that allow them to do so. We use advanced root cause testing to find out what's really going on. By having the right tests and interpreting them appropriately, we can create a plan based on the real root cause issues. One member had perfect AMH, regular ovulation, and cycles that were like clockwork. But through our advanced assessment process, we tested and found inflammatory markers that were elevated that could indicate silent endometriosis, something standard testing had missed. This revealed positive markers because our approach guided us to dig deeper. We sent her for a biopsy, which came back positive for endometriosis. Then the HOPE process coordinated her care to send her to an endometriosis specialist. The HOPE program's integrated approach meant that simultaneously she went to the specialist for excision surgery while the program addressed things from a root cause perspective, focusing on our nutritional protocols, lifestyle modifications, and targeted supplementation. This was the change she needed. And once she had the surgery and recovered, she started trying again using the HOPE program's optimization strategies. 2 months later, she was pregnant naturally. If we hadn't used our comprehensive testing approach, she would never have known about the endometriosis, and she would have kept spinning her wheels indefinitely and not getting answers. This is why the HOPE program's methodology is so important. When the program's systematic approach is able to get to the root cause, which isn't always obvious, you can get the results you need and deserve. Number 4, your cycle symptoms tell the real story. When you look deeper at your cycle, you might see spotting before your period, a short luteal phase, or low basal body temperatures. Even with normal labs, these symptoms tell us your body isn't quite ready to conceive. We go beyond regular ovulation predictor kit tracking methods to properly track your overall menstrual cycle and rhythm. Understanding your cycle in detail ensures that nothing gets missed. The HOPE program includes comprehensive cycle tracking methods that go far beyond basic ovulation kits. The program's detailed tracking protocols examine temperature, symptoms, mood, and energy throughout the month. We train you to understand these patterns because standard medical care doesn't track these things at this level of detail. One HOPE member had a 28-day cycle and was ovulating regularly. But when the program's detailed tracking process looked closer, her luteal phase was only 8 days long. If you're ovulating later in your cycle, the luteal phase could be even shorter. So 8 days is way too short for proper implantation and pregnancy to be maintained. The HOPE program's approach needed to understand why this was happening and address it at the root level so that her cycle could be properly regulated. We worked on supporting her progesterone levels and addressed the underlying causes of her short luteal phase using the HOPE methodology. This targeted approach allowed her to see progress and change in an appropriate amount of time. And this type of optimization is essential for healthy cycles and proper fertility. Sometimes the answer isn't in your labs. It's in the detailed tracking methods and symptom analysis that the HOPE process provides you. Number 5, you need a real plan. Being told to just relax or wait around for labs to change without proper guidance isn't a clear strategic fertility plan. Being pushed towards IUI or IVF simply because doctors don't know what else to do isn't addressing your true fertility needs either. You need a clear, personalized roadmap based on your labs, your cycle signs and symptoms and emotional needs. You need a comprehensive approach so you don't have to do this alone or guess what the next cycle will yield. The term unexplained infertility literally drives me crazy. The HOPE program had a member who was told for 3 years that her infertility was unexplained. For 3 years. How can you not be pregnant for 3 years and have it be unexplained? This is unacceptable. Through the HOPE program's systematic approach, in 6 months, we evaluated her completely using the program's comprehensive assessment strategy, gave her the full HOPE treatment plan that she needed, restored her ovulation so she had regular cycles using our strategies, and she was pregnant in 6 months because the HOPE process found answers. We don't believe anything is truly unexplained. There are always reasons. And with the program's specialized testing protocols and comprehensive approach, the HOPE methodology can find them and find them for you. If you're tired of being told everything is normal when you know something isn't right, I want to invite you to book a personalized fertility assessment with my team. We'll do a comprehensive review of your history, identify what might be missing from your current testing, and create a detailed plan to address the real factors affecting your fertility. This isn't about replacing your current care. It's about getting the answers and comprehensive approach that you deserve. You can book your assessment using the link in the description below this video. Let me share some additional factors that often get overlooked. Number 1, gut health and inflammation. Low-grade chronic inflammation in your gut can damage egg health and hormone balance over time. If your gut is inflamed, your fertility suffers. Period. End of story. Number 2, environmental toxins. Just 3 weeks ago, I got test results back showing 18 different toxins in one of my members. Despite her eating clean and being careful about what she used in her home and on her body, these endocrine disruptors can wreak havoc on your hormone balance. Number 3, blood sugar imbalances. Even mild insulin resistance can disrupt ovulation and hormone production. I had one member who couldn't figure out her blood sugar patterns until we had her use a continuous glucose monitor. Once she regulated her levels, she was pregnant 3 months later. Number 4, stress and cortisol dysfunction. Chronic stress doesn't just affect your mood. It shows up in your hormones and can suppress fertility. We use advanced testing to look at cortisol rhythms and create a personalized stress management plan for all of our members. These are the kinds of factors that standard fertility testing completely misses, but they can be the key to unlocking your fertility. If this resonates with you and you suspect there are missing pieces to your fertility puzzle, here's what I want you to do. First, trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, keep advocating for yourself until you get real answers. Second, understand that normal labs don't tell the whole story. Consider more comprehensive testing that looks at optimal ranges, not just normal ranges. Number 3, start tracking your cycle symptoms beyond just ovulation. Pay attention to your mood, your energy, digestion, and sleep patterns throughout the entire month. Number 4, consider working with someone who specializes in functional fertility medicine and looks at the entire picture, the whole picture, not just your reproductive organs. Number 5, don't accept unexplained infertility as a final answer. There are always explanations. Sometimes we just need to look deeper. I want to share what one of my members told me after we identified her hidden issues. "I wish I had found you sooner," she said. "Finally, someone who doesn't think that I'm crazy and actually listens to what my body is telling me." Your body is trying to communicate with you. We just need to learn how to listen properly. Your fertility challenges aren't random, and they're not all in your head. When everything looks normal, but you're still not getting pregnant, it usually means we need to look deeper. Test more comprehensively and address your body as a whole system rather than just focusing on your reproductive organs. In the HOPE Fertility Program, we've helped hundreds of women who were told everything was considered normal. And we've helped them discover the real factors affecting their fertility and go on to have healthy pregnancies. We don't accept unexplained as an answer, and we don't believe in surface level testing. If you're ready to stop accepting normal as just good enough and start getting the comprehensive answers that you deserve, I want to invite you to book a personalized fertility assessment with my team. We will review your complete history, identify what might be missing from your current approach, and create a detailed plan to address the real factors affecting your fertility. This could be the conversation that finally gives you the answers you've been searching for. The link is in the description below. To keep learning about fertility and hear more success stories from women who overcame unexplained infertility, check out these hope stories from other members of my program. You'll find the playlist in the description below. And if, like them, you want my help and want me as your coach, remember to apply to qualify for the HOPE Fertility Program using the link in the description below as well. Until the next video, stay fertile. And remember, your instincts are right. There are answers, and you deserve to find them.